follow the Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Barasham Yahushai, Barasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, pushing this 100% truth of the gospel, waking up and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, and salutations to all your sincere Akim out there that are pushing this gospel in all righteousness and in all sincerity, risking your lives and your freedom to do so. Alright, this is your brother about one, and I'm coming back with another video. And this is a video that goes into the diaspora, the Israelites diaspora. Okay, because when you speak about diaspora, people always go to the whole. I can even see it right here, the African diaspora in Cuba. This Afrocentric type madness, man. But first and foremost, let's just get that whole concept of Africa out of the way, because we already know where it came from. Esau's rulership, with the Roman general Leoscipius Africanus, when basically when the Roman Empire had control over majority of the land of Ham. Okay, because when you talk about the African diaspora, you're talking about what, the West Africans that were scattered, all right, in the Americas and in various parts of Europe due to the transatlantic slave trade. So that's not an African diaspora; it's an Israelite diaspora. Okay, because as per the causes, we have been scattered into all nations, and you could go into all the precepts that speak about that, and we could be here all day. But mainly the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that speaks about us being scattered into all nations as a result of the causes. Anyway, but you have that's beside the point. Because we are going to also the fact that you have a lot of men out here that refuse to accept that our people have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, so you have Israelites coming in all colors and in all forms from all different lands. Okay, strangers from different parts of the world, strangers from different parts of the world. You have Israelites all the way from the farthest parts of Asia. You have Israelites from Europe, Israelites that look like Edomites, Israelites that look like all the different nations. Because what you have right now is these BLI camps that say that if you're not a so-called dark-fleshed, if you're not so-called dark-fleshed, you have to be as black as Wesley Snipes, as black as the black as stars to be an Israelite, because they won't accept they won't accept Jake that might have lost their pigment, or Jake that might look like Moab or Ammon, or Jake that might look like Ishmael. Alright, or you have northern kingdom only Israelite camps that won't accept the southern kingdom, or you have men that say that all Africans, including the Israelites that are scattered here in Africa, are all Hamites, right? Because they don't have any understanding of how of prophecy. Okay, because Israelites are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, meaning that there are still Israelites here in Africa. There are still a lot of Israelite communities here in Africa. You have a lot of Israelite communities all over the earth, in different parts of the world, and you have precepts, you have prophecies that are speak on that. Okay, so now I saw this video a while back, and this video is actually a reference to something that happened a while back in Nigeria. When Nigerians were connecting with Cubans, or they were reaching out to Cubans, and basically this is specifically the Yoruba tribe. Okay, the Yoruba tribe here in Nigeria, they were reaching out to the Cubans because they had similarities in dressing, in culture, in foods, in history, only to find out that these Cubans, and they call themselves Afro-Cubans, they are descended from the Yorubas that were taken into the transatlantic slave trade to be slaves in Cuba to work sugar plantations. Okay, and this video actually goes into that. But the reason why I won't play this video is because of that whole Afrocentric mindset. Okay, because what this video is focusing on is the African diaspora, speaking about being African and Afro-Cuban and that whole folly. And it's something that it just made me realize that Jake really likes that, because it also speaks about this religion in Cuba, Santeria, that basically mixes Catholicism with Yoruba spirituality. Alright, and it makes you realize that Jake really likes mixing shit up. Okay, they really like mixing cultures together to make their own. That's why you have African American, Afro-Cuban, Blasian. Alright, you have or you have all these you have some Jake from Nigeria, they call themselves Nigerian American. You have all they like using mixing and mingling, bringing forth even more confusion with that. Okay, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what country you're scattered into and how many times you mix your seed, you are of your father. Okay, you are of your father's blood, and we always push this. The elders, the apostles, the brothers, everybody pushes this. Okay, because it's plain and simple, and it's the 100% truth. And if you are getting butthurt or offended by it, just remember, all right, according to Esau's science, okay, the male is the only, between the male and the female, the male is the one that produces both the male and female genes for reproduction. Okay, so that sperm carries the information for the gender, or the gender of the child. So that shows you plainly that the man carries the seed. The man, the children come from the man and not the woman, right? The woman is simply just an incubator. Of course it's more than that, but if you put it in simple terms, that's basically what it is. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, going back to the main thing I was talking about, basically Cuba, which is, according to the scriptures, Manasseh. Okay, Manasseh, the tribe of Manasseh. All right, and what you have is that during slavery, okay, during the transatlantic slave trade, you had, Jakes, Jakes, specifically Yoruba, from the from the Yoruba tribe being moved. They were being shipped to Cuba in order to take care of those sugar plantations I mentioned, and then they mixed with the original Cubans, but the original tribe of Manasseh. That's why now you're going to have a lot of Southern Kingdom in Cuba. Okay, and that's why you have this huge influence of this huge influence of the West African heritage in Cuba. And when I was hearing about the Cubans reaching out because of the similarities in their culture and finding out through their history, and you see the same thing happening in other countries too. Okay, not just Cuba, Brazil, Jamaica. The countries like this, they still practice a lot of the stuff. A lot of the cultures, and a lot of the cultures and the practices that they carried all the way from West Africa up to there. The voodoo and the like, which of course is going back into Jake mixing different philosophies together in order to make something, that they can follow. That's why you get the whole concept of Rastafarianism from. You are mixing you are mixing the West African Yoruba culture, you are mixing Elam's culture, and you are mixing, and then adding a little bit of the spirituality, and it's all just basically madness and confusion, right? And I wanted to actually do this video because what you have is you have Jakes out here, okay, Northern and Southern Kingdom connecting, which is a beautiful thing, which would have been a beautiful thing if they were doing it under the banner and the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, but what they are doing it under is the heritage of being an African, okay, being that confusion of Yoruba with the whole Orisha and the whole pig and all the things that lead into the idolatry. Alright, so I have to do a video concerning this, okay, because you're not Africans, alright, and this is going to speaking to any Cuban or any Yoruba or any listening to this video, okay. You're not Africans and you're not Cubans, okay. You are the Israelites according to the Bible, alright. You are the sons and daughters of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, the creator of heaven and earth, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, according to the scriptures, okay. And Yahushua is only begotten Son, which the world ignorantly and willfully calls Jesus Christ, okay. That is who you truly are according to the scriptures. So now let me get a preset very quickly. Book of Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah 50. Alright, the book of Jeremiah 50, and then I jump down to the 33rd verse. So this is the book of Jeremiah 50, verse 33, and it reads, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go." Alright, so what you have is that our people, both Northern and Southern Kingdom, were oppressed together in Babylon the Great, okay, not just in America, but in the other parts of the Americas as well, not both Northern and Southern America, because you had plantations in South America as well, okay, and you still have them up to this day, okay. You still have Edomites that are pushing our you still have Edomites that are pushing people into different forms of servitude and slavery in all these parts, and not just in America, but also in all the other parts of the world. Okay, what we are living in. We are still, as the scripture says in the book of Baruch, we are still to this day in our captivity. You know what? I have to get that. I have to get that. That's kind of that's kind of a bad precept. I have to get it. Let me see if I can find it. Baruch, alright. Here it is. The book of Baruch 3 verse 8, and it reads, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, which thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our power. Okay, that is plain, alright. The power, okay, the true heritage of the people of of you Jakes that are in Cuba, alright. That is your true heritage right there, Israelites, and not just in Cuba, okay, but also in all the other parts of Northern and Southern America. And all you other Jakes that are scattered throughout the fucking out of the earth, you are the Israelites according to the Bible once again, okay. That is our true nationality, that is our true heritage. And of course, you have Jakes that are scattered throughout the fucking out of the earth, in other parts of the earth, because we always deal with the 12 tribes chart, which basically charts all the different nations in Northern and Southern America to the various tribes, which of course, according to the 12 tribes chart, Cuba is the tribe of Manasseh. But that doesn't mean that you not have other tribes that are in those tribes as well. That doesn't mean that all Cubans are automatically from the tribe of Manasseh. That doesn't mean that they won't have men from the tribe of or individuals from the tribe of Manasseh in other countries. It just means that according to prophecy, and according to the prophecy that is spoken of, back going to Genesis the 49th chapter about Manasseh, it fits perfectly with Cuba, right? Because you have because you have men, okay, like for example Vocab and other Israelites that come against the 12 tribe chart. They want to add to it or take out of it, which of course the breakdown is perfect, okay. But you have men I want to that talk about, and that's the funny thing, okay. All these scoffers, all these people that come against the elders and the apostles. Say you have men, alright, in the elders, the apostles, the brothers that are diligently doing research, okay, that have researched the topic, giving it the once over, the twice over, gone over it over and over and over again, okay. Done their due diligence, done their research, gotten all their information and their facts up to date, to the point, that all their facts are on point. And then you have these couch potato Israelites that think that they are going to be able to debunk or or prove them wrong. These Israelites that haven't even done an iota, okay, of research, and you have them think that they just sit on their couch all day and watch videos, and watch the videos from the same men they are trying to rebuke, and think that they can come against the elders and apostles, establishment that have been doing this work, that have aged in this work and have the experience. This just shows you how much of a dumbass Jake actually is, okay. But anyway, I digress, right? Because basically the Americans, or I should say the Americas, were already inhabited by the Northern Kingdom before Esau, quote unquote, moved in. Then he enslaved, raped, robbed, murdered. The normal thing, Edomites, the normal thing that Edomites do whenever they see new land and they see people are inhabiting it, the inhabitants, and then a few centuries later, they brought the Southern Kingdom over and enslaved, raped, robbed, and murdered them too. Alright, so that's basically the history of our people's oppression and how we came into that land that land which is the Americas right now, okay. So you have our people scattered, our people Israelites, both Northern and Southern Kingdoms, scattered throughout the scattered throughout the earth, okay, and you still have other Israelite tribes scattered within other Israelite tribes. That's just how much you have been scattered, okay. So this basically was a lesson for these black only Israelites. What are you going to say now? Alright, I used to going to say that the Cubans and Jake, when you see that not only do they have the relics and according to prophecy and the scriptures to prove that they are Israelites, they also have heritage going back to the southern kingdom, because all Israelites, we all share the same heritage, because at the end of the day, be you Negro, be you Latino, be you Native American, be you Seminole Indian, you are still of the tribe of Israel. So in other words, all the cultures that you bring up, as we all share in that, we all share in the similar culture, we all share that same heritage, okay, of being Israelites. So yeah, I think we're not going to end the video right here. I just wanted to bring out, do something about the just wanted to speak on the diaspora a little bit. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Rachak Wadash, Wa Abad Babal Shalawam.